My name is Ismael, I'm 18 years old and I'm from Spain.
My name is Alex and I'm 25 years old and I'm from Rotterdam. I think the first real memory of music is when my mom let me hear something she really liked, and that was so completely different from everything you could hear on the radio. You know, that really like touches something in me, but like, whoa, there can be so much more done with music than I know of, you know. So that was the time that that I've explored more.
First, like very first memory of music is probably like, this when you're super young in like school, this place, like a silly place you have to like act in, and you have to like sing your little songs and dance a bit and all that thing. But I really have like very clear memories of that, and I was definitely acting and singing, right? So I guess it's that.
Oh, my dad was really into Muse, I know.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, he had like a period of time that was like, yeah, check this out, and he like turned the radio up. And my mom was like, yeah, no, turn it off, I just want. So that was really funny, you know. And he's really into like buying, better sound equipment, like speakers and stuff. So we go to the hi-fi club, and that was like, going out with my father, you know. And then he's like, yeah, should I buy this new thing? It's like this much money. Is mom gonna like it? Well, I don't know. And I was just there as a little kid, like, it's gonna be something. So that was really nice.
Yeah, my father also had a fucking obsession with hi-fi equipment. Like, we have an equipment in my living room that's insanely expensive, and it's really like hi-fi. So I think like actually those things of like love for the sound, it's like, right, that really like pushed our producer background in a way, you know, of like, it's not the same to listening to it in a radio or in a car than this hi-fi system, you know, and that thing like really, The first piece of music I bought was an Metallica album, and Justice for All. Yeah, it was because I think I was around 10, 11, 12, I don't really know, but around that age for sure. And the thing is, like, I came, as you heard, like from this like super classical strict background, you know. It wasn't strict, it was just like the only thing I knew, basically, you know, apart from like the radio and stuff. So that album really, it was a shock for me because it was like, well, really loud, and it was like super messy and a lot of energy in it, but in a different way that I knew. And that was really a shock. So I'm like, whoa, I actually really want to buy this, you know.
I always have known that I wanted to make music, you know, by playing guitar because I had guitar lessons. And then later on, when I got more into electronic music, it was quite soon that I knew, like, okay, but how do they actually make electronic music? And when you went to parties, there were like guys doing live sets with all these gears, and you see all these knobs, and it was not just DJing, but I was like, what's going on in there, you know? So that was the first insight of me, like, okay, let's have a look, you know, and where does it come from? And then you got more and more into it. You listen to a lot of music, right? And when you go out and DJs play songs, I could see there was like a lot of repetition to the parties I went to. I felt like I was the only one there who thought like, shit, but I want something else, I want something more, like you could do this and this, but it always like was pretty straightforward to me, you know. And I feel that maybe more people, you know, felt the same feeling. So I was just a bit of like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself, you know, and play music at house parties. And that was like the first step that there was actually some feedback coming from, like, hey man, it's quite nice what you play, this and this. So that felt really, really good in a way that you could actually do something, you know, more than just go out.
Yeah. Like since I was 6, I was already playing piano, and then I moved on to, when I was 12, I moved on to guitar, blah blah blah. But of course, when I was 6, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna make this my career. When I was 6, I wanted to be an astronaut or whatever, you know. So true. But Like I guess like since I was 15, I really took it seriously in a way of like, you know what, I'm gonna actually like live from this. And so yes, when I discovered electronic music, I definitely knew I wanted to make a living out of it. We both have like a really organized way of working. Yeah. In a way, it's even a bit sick, you know? Like we are organized as fuck, you know, like everything has to be super organized in your DAW and outside of your DAW. You know, like everything has to be in the place, you know? Yeah. So that's maybe step one. Yeah, that's step one maybe, yeah. Yeah. And then sometimes you can go the other way around, which is when you have like a really nice idea and you just start like, you know, like just throwing stuff in there and see if it works and doesn't work, and then of course you're gonna have to fix it later. Yeah. But I guess it's kind of that, like you have these two ways, you know, like
yeah, we're figuring it out ourselves as well, of course, because working with two people in one project, one has an idea and the other one has an idea, but we see we can, you know, one up each other. Yeah. I see things that Ismael sometimes doesn't see, or I have an idea, I do my thing, and then it might be good or not, and he is the same, like, oh hey, yeah. So, we're still pushing the same concept we think we're pushing, you know, and it's really an abstract thing, but in our minds it totally makes sense, and that's really special in a way, you know, and that makes it challenging but a lot of fun. And I'm actually curious to see how far we can push this concept to the
so basically kind of the same energy, like Upperflow and everywhere, man, like in Instagram and SoundCloud. Only two actually, not everywhere. No, but just Upperflow and in SoundCloud and also Instagram. Yeah.